Hey guys, coming to you with another round 2 game here. Bit of a late nighter, but looks like it's Kremms and DaOnceler. Is that how you say that shit? I don't know. Where the hell are they? Man. There. So 2-on-1s. This list is it's not Kremms, so this is DaOnceler. He's running Connor push limit, Royal Guard push limit, Crass with heavy laser and Rebel Captive. Pretty solid list. Connor is a really interesting pilot. Really unique ability. Don't see him used super often. You do see him, but I've only ever played against him once or twice. And he does kind of make things pain in the ass, but the big thing with him is, can you protect him and really get him in there at range 1 of multiple enemy ships to mess things up for them. Also one of those ships that's really what's the word I'm looking for? Like matchup specific. Like if he's going against like a core and horn with a push the limit, who's going to focus evade a lot. Obviously, you can just completely shut him down with that action. And he's got the push the limit too, so the ability to boost barrel roll really helps him get into that range 1. So we'll see how well DaOnceler's able to use that. And then with Kremms, you gotta be shitting me. This is a 4 shuttle list. He's got Yor and 3 OGPs. Wow. I've never seen a list like that before. So Yor's got FCS Rebel Captive. 1's got advanced sensors. 2's got fire control sim. 3's the Doom shuttle. Very interesting. DaOnceler. Scruffy is live now, boys. Come get it. Yep. Rookie and Typo playing on 8 p.m. Monday. So, 2 0-1s. One will be 1-1 after this, one will be 0-1. And there's not a whole lot of room for error in this tournament at this point. You're 0-1. You're really under the gun to get a win. You drop to 0-2. Unless you're one of the lucky ones to make it in as a 100-point victor in your last game, basically looking at having to win out 3 in a row. So, really crunch time for these two guys right here. So it's going to be super, super interesting. I've never seen a 4-shuttle list, so I'm not really sure what to expect. I mean, I think you're probably going to see Karnor try to get in there at range 1 of at least 1 or 2 of them. I can't imagine he's going to be able to get in range 1 of 3, but try to avoid shots from most of them. Like he'll probably live with 1 of them shooting at him, but no more than that. I mean, ideally, you want to look to concentrate some fire early on with these 3 and make it so his slow shuttles aren't able to get to you, so they're not shooting. It's going to be interesting to see how he runs the Crassus Karnor combo, because normally you want to stay back at range 3 with Crass to take advantage of the HLC, but obviously you got to kind of run Karnor in there to range 1 to activate his ability. So he's looking to get Karnor in there, but not necessarily head on. Wants him more to get him on the flank. And he's shooting first, but don't think he's going to be able to kill one of these shuttles or even get like a crit on him to mess him up good. Because even if he gets all 3 to range 1, that's 12 attack dice against 3 defense dice. It's going to be hard to get a kill there. It'd be huge if he did, but this is going to be a super interesting game. I wish I had seen the log file from Kremms to know what he's got in store. Is he going to be able to take advantage of those 2 FCSs going against those super agile interceptors? Not the kind of matchup you want. This other squad. The old 3 elite. It's basically got the super decked out Soontir. And he's got Turfiner with Vet. And Darth. Proton on Darth. Real good, I like that. And I don't really like the push the limit on Vader. I think I'd rather just have thrown that on Tur. And then put the 2 points somewhere else. Not exactly sure where you'd go from there, but maybe throw a targeting computer on Tur. Feel like push the limits a little redundant on Darth, because his dial doesn't have quite as much green as the interceptors. Yeah, only the banks and then those 2. But anyway, he's not using it anyway, so I shouldn't be talking about it. So let's take a look at the setup. And Kremms is set. So look at that. How very interesting. I mean, clearly he's played this before. Although he's telling me right now he's terrible. And so you see, obviously, DaOnceler is just setting up where he just wants these guys to haul ass and try to get on the flank here. And I don't know what he's thinking with Crass. Obviously, is he going to turn him left? never mind. Now he's mixing it up. Okay. What's he gonna do? How do you fly against the force shuttle? I mean, obviously, their disadvantage is the maneuverability. I think maybe kind of set up with a spread out formation. Take it slow, see which way they're kind of going at. And then whichever way they're generally going, I'd say try to flank. But the big thing I think here is you don't want the Doom Shuttle to get a shot on either of your interceptors. Because even if it misses, it's still going to get a crit. And I think Kremms will live with that all day. Like, he was happy to just kill his entire Doom Shuttle off to get crits on these guys. Like, that's going to really ruin DaOnceler. So if I'm DaOnceler, that's what I'm going for first. Like, F Captain Yor. You can keep Captain Yor for all I care. Like, I gotta kill me some Doom Shuttle, because that's really the one that's gonna mess me up. And even Crassus with that 6 hole, he doesn't really want to get those crits on him either. And really, with this 40 HP, if he gets an opportunity to Vader Crass right at the start, even on one of his shields, it's going to be interesting to see whether he decides to do that or not. But this is, we got 16 hole versus 40 over here. Oh man. And we got kind of the mini swarm rebel here. I guess. Guess he was thinking there was a good chance Kremms would go with this stamp. I think this is a matchup DaOnceler wanted. Because he's got his super maneuverable ships. Gonna give him a great chance to dodge the arcs of these guys. Even though with 4 of them, and I don't know. And it's not only 4 ships, but the big ships have such a wider arc than these little guys. I mean, you look how much wider. It's basically like twice as long, really, you know, twice as wide. So many arcs. It's tough to imagine him not getting at least 1 or 2 shots a turn. But I don't know. I think I would kind of like this matchup going against the shuttles, but I guess he feels pretty confident in his flying ability with the interceptors, so I think this is the matchup he wanted. So what was Kremms' other one again? Oops, 2. Or maybe he was worried about this, because that other list had no 360. Of course, this one doesn't either, but I guess he feels like at least this way he can match up his Soontir. Or he doesn't even have Soontir. Huh, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask him after the game what he was thinking with the matchup, because clearly I have no fucking idea, so let's get to it. Oh, comments always welcome. Anyone ever played against a force shuttle? Anyone have any input on maybe why these guys went with these matchups? I think Kremms has maybe played this one a little bit more than his other one. And I like the advanced sensors in this matchup too. Everyone knows how awesome advanced sensors are in B-Wings. They're pretty good on shuttles too, because that red move, it catches people off guard a lot. No one's really used... It's the only ship in the game that's got the, just dead stop, no move for a move. And it can really throw people a curveball. They don't really expect to see it coming. And the ability to take an action before doing it too is really nice. So it looks like the way Kremms is going to do this, he's just going to run these two guys out to try to initiate something, and then just have these guys back as sort of protection against the flankers. And I think as someone who's never flown a shuttle, or 4 shuttles like this in his entire life, I think that's a pretty good strategy. Keep him spread. So the Royal, they all take it slow. The Royal's going straight ahead. What is he going to do next turn? These guys are just going to keep plowing forward. I think it's just going to be hard to flank. I think this is just going to be a hard matchup for DaOnceler, I think a lot of guys, you like having the maneuverability against the shuttles, but just think it's going to be hard with so many arcs. And then the Vader too, how are you going to be able to avoid them all? And normally you'd want to trade shots with Crassus against a shuttle at range 3, but I think Kremms will live with that all day, just trading shots. Even if it's just one shuttle shooting at him, range 3. So we get an advanced sensor focus, and that means a stop, of course, for the shuttle. So he's content to just, unless this guy's doing a hard right turn. Clearly, Kremms has got some experience running this. Gonna be a super interesting game. FCS going straight. What is this guy gonna do? Is he gonna intentionally bump? Or is he gonna right bank? He's gonna bump. And really, that rebel captive,
You don't like to have stress on these guys, but I think Kremms could really give a fuck about that, to be honest. Just think it's going to play into his... And he's got... This, on the other hand, will matter. Because both of these guys have pushed the limit. And double stressing yourself out on interceptors is death. Because they need those extra actions to keep themselves alive. Be it focus evading for defense or getting outside of arcs. Who jams him in there. What are we going to see from DaOnceler? That Crassus first. So you're going to turn and try to go for it or just go one forward again? He's going 4 forward. So it looks like he's basically just going to make these cows have to go through that asteroid field. And that's why Kremms is sort of taking it slow, is because he doesn't want to. He wanted them to come at him so he could get just into a firefight, his 4-on-2. But that's not going to happen. And even this Royal Guard himself is not going to go for the flank. I think a lesser experienced player would have blasted ahead and tried to flank, but I think he sees that really these two guys are there as backup. It's just... But then again, he does boost, but I just don't think it's going to happen. But he's still taking it relatively slow. And I like this strategy. Make these cows... I mean, really, that's your only hope, is making them go through those asteroids. And so, it's going to be a bit of a long, drawn-out game. Unfortunately for me, I kind of wanted to go to bed pretty soon. But that's alright. Because you know Kremms is just going to take it slow. I mean, he's going to just go as slow as he possibly can to keep from getting into that asteroid field. Like, maybe he'll kind of go ahead with this guy and kind of blast his way through, because he's at least got advanced sensors. But, you know these guys, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, these guys both do red moves, and he just bumps with Yor. I think Kremms going to try to box the fire spray in. Yeah, definitely could do that, but even... It's hard for these fat-ass shuttles to box guys in because they're so incredibly unmaneuverable. And the fire spray's actually got a pretty good dial. It's got a 4 forward, 3 bank in either direction, 3 turn. Can also K-turn. I mean, it's got a 3 and 4 K. That's a pretty good dial for that big ship. So I think it will be kind of hard for him to just... Unless he spreads like way the hell out and just makes the fire spray, like, tries to get him to bump into him. But at the same time, I don't think he wants that Royal Guard to come around and flank him. So I think you're going to see him kind of just take a nice and slow approach and try to preserve his flanks. Because if one of these little wasps gets on his ass, it's just going to be hit over and over again. There's not a whole lot of... Even with 4 of these guys, it takes so long to crank that wheel, get him turned all the way around. He does not want either of these interceptors to get on his flank. Like I said, this is my first time seeing a 4 shuttle list. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Kremms from the get-go. Like, I keep saying this, but he's clearly played this before. And I think you're going to see him use Yor to some good effect. He's just going to keep him back. He doesn't really care if Yor bumps some. He's kind of just there with support to just keep doing green moves. And if he bumps, that's fine. Just keep taking those stresses off, because even though he bumps, he's still got that fire control system to help boost his attacks. Although he's kind of put himself in a bad spot here with this guy. Because really, no move this guy does is gotta get him clear that asteroid. Unless he goes right, of course. Well, actually, a 3 left bank might clear that. Template would possibly still touch, but a 3 left bank might do that, actually. Yep. Yep. Gonna see a lot of bumping and grinding here. So your Banks still not going for it. I think that's the right move. I actually thought we might even see a K turn from him there. And the Royal Guard's not going for it either. Now, the thing is, he's going to have to go for it eventually. And like he's kind of just like you know, when a boxer is kind of feeling out his opponent to try to find like a weak spot. That's kind of what he's kind of doing here, but he's got Karnor going the other way, or they're going the same way, and he kind of needs to have them both go out like that to really spread these shuttles out. Because the way it is now, these shuttles can just kind of concentrate in this lower left box and not worry so much about being flanked from over here. And he barrel rolls left. He's just like putting himself tighter and tighter in this little box. And now he is kind of getting squeezed in, like Odie was saying. So what are you going to do? Like, you've got to try to break out at some point. I think you want to take your chances. Like, I think there would have been his time to take his chance. Take one shot from the focus and like let him get his FCS going, but then you're just going to boost past and get behind these guys next turn. And then make them waste all their energy either turning around or chasing these two into the asteroid. Like now, what the hell is he going to do? Well, he's going to boost left. That's a good move, but at the same time, they're closing in. I've never really seen a game like this before. You see like cat and mouse type stuff a lot with certain builds, but this is just like to the extreme. And now, the thing is, he kind of has to go in this direction. So this advanced sensor shuttle will have the option to go right if he wants to, and potentially have a shot on that Royal Guard. Oh, but Karnor does K-turn to get him going back the other way, but now they're both going the same way, so the decision for Kremms here is, do you split up? Or do you say, I'm just going to go for one of these guys? And you got the intercepts going this way, Crass going that way. And here's your Vader shuttle. And this is why this is a pretty good job by DaOnceler thus far, I feel like. I still say like he should have kept this Royal Guard a little bit further wide and really split DaOnceler up. But this is what you want to do. And this is why you don't see those 4 shuttle lists too often. That article a while back, that guy made, it's got posted here. Way back here. Way back. Where's this? Come on. Come on. There it is. Okay. This dude. There's our boy Matt Holland right there. Didn't know he made it to 12. That's pretty good. Very good, actually. What am I saying? So, this guy at Nationals ran 3 shuttles and a bounty hunter. And is this it? Yeah. Wait, no. Damn it.
Here it is. Dominant Cairo. I believe this is the same guy that... I'm not gonna find anything. There's this article a long time ago. It was about this guy who was a huge fan of the shuttle, and he wanted to make it work because no one freaking flew it, and he loved it. And he worked for so long to try to figure out how to do something with it. And finally, he came up with the squad that was 2 shuttles with an FCS, Advanced. The other one had Vader, and then he had Soontir with Push the Limit. And he was very, very successful, and so many people have like piggybacked off that list now. And I think the reason he settled on that is because even though like these fat shuttles can do a lot, there's still, even with 4 of them on the map, so many arcs, they're still so vulnerable to being outmaneuvered because they're so goddamn slow. And their dials are such shit. And they have no way, unless you slap an engine upgrade on them, they can't boost their barrel roll. So I think that's why you're more apt to see either the 3 shuttle and fell. I know some guys like 3 shuttle with a couple other upgrades and a royal guard with push the limit. I think that's why you're more apt, and even a bounty hunter is like pretty good support for these guys. So I think that's why you're usually more apt to see that as opposed to this. And I believe Dom, I wonder if that is him, Dominant Cairo. Does anyone on the stream know that? Either of the two of you? That would make sense. His name's Dom, and he won the last tournament they had, or I don't know if he won the tournament. I think he did actually, with those space cows and fell, and it seems fitting that he would win with that list, and he was the one to make it popular. But it's a super strong list, and I think, yeah, I think that's why you see that a lot more, is because these guys are just so. Kremms is doing a good job thus far, but we'll see what he can do. That just clears that debris field. That's big. Didn't want to double stress there. I don't think he's going to get a... Well, he's going to get a shot on Krass, probably, actually. So that was a good move. And like I said, he'll take these shots, but the only thing is, if Krass is coming 3 left bank, he can't... He couldn't give his stress to Yor, so he's going to have to go forward, and Krass can get by him. And now he's going to get split up some. Krass goes a 1 forward? Wow. I don't know if I'm crazy about that. I think maybe his thought was he didn't think anyone was going to get shot, but that's going to be close. I think that shuttle might have a shot. And now he's going to be in some trouble because he's going to have to either bank or turn next turn. This shuttle just goes straight. He's going to load up his FCS and then have a focused target lock shot on range 1 or 2 at Krassus. Nope. No. Does not make it. Wonder why I didn't throw this stress onto Yor.
So now Karnor is going to be the one to go for the flank. You boost right. But I think at least one of those guys is going to get a shot on him. Wonder why Yor didn't take that, because now this guy's really limited in what he can do. And a one right bank might be good, but I don't know if that would have a shot on Karnor. Does this shuttle have a shot or not? Ooh, it does. And that hurts if you're DaOnceler. You did not want to have a shot there. Not only because, I mean, you're probably not going to take any damage here, but for next turn, it's going to get that fire control system rolling, and he's going to have a focused target lock shot. And there's really no move you can do here to avoid that. Just going to have to do either a 2 or 3 left turn, and you're going to be in it. Unless you might bump, but I don't think you will. Oh, but oh, it's true. He does have the rebel cap, so I guess he won't get the focus next turn. So maybe that rebel captive will have some role, because it's going to be hard for Kremms to concentrate fire. And, you know, that's what you want to do against rebel captive. And yeah, you don't like having double stresses on shuttles. Like I said, it's not as bad as getting it on an interceptor, but they're still not a big fan of it. He gets 2 hits. Probably going to be dodged, yep. But again, the fire control system, next turn you're going to be looking at range 1. I'm really surprised he didn't bank there. Guess he was thinking Kremms wouldn't have a shot, but he took a gamble and it didn't really pay off. So we'll see if he pays for it next turn. And the other thing about... I played Crassus a few times. You hate having him at range 1 of other ships, especially when they're shooting at you and you're shooting at them, because you don't get that reroll then. You can't use your HLC at range 1, and you don't get that reroll. So he's really going to be in it next turn. He basically... What do you think for Karnor here? I mean, you know Yor's probably going right. These guys could potentially go either way. I think you might see the Vader shuttle maybe kind of take it slow. Or he might boost ahead to get a shot, because he kind of knows where Bounty Hunter's going. So what's he do here? Is he run him onto an asteroid or just bank right? I think if you're Karnor, you don't mind so much if Yor gets a shot at you. Because you could go like 5 straight, bank, or maybe just 5 straight. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think he can get into range 1 of Yor. Does he intentionally bump Yor again, just leave his arc like that? That'd probably have a shot, but he wouldn't have an action. You see, he picked this first, so he knows what he's doing. He's just going 1 forward. Can't imagine he'd do anything else. What to do with Karnor? Do you play it safe again? Do you go for it? It's kind of wondering right now what's Yor going to do. Is Yor going to go for it and come at me hard? I don't think he will. I think he's going to keep your back. How do I recognize any of his other games from the tournament? Nick Jones, David Pontier. Thing is, everyone. Well, let's tip it. That's a Star Slinger. And then Holland. Thing is, everyone on Vassal has nicknames. Randy Barker, that kind of sounds familiar. Don't really know any of these other guys. Other than Paul, of course. Jeff Berlin, Rick is in the tournament. I can't ever remember what his name is, though. So, he blasts ahead with the Vader shuttle and runs him on to the debris field. Not a bad move, because he probably will have a shot. But it's going to be through the asteroid. And Vader, it's not really what you wanted, having him go at Crass. You'll still take it, but you really wanted Vader to get some shots on these interceptors. So he goes left. That was good piloting, though, because he goes first with Vader, potentially bumps the advanced sensors, and keeps him off the asteroid. See, that's something I wouldn't have thought to do. So, like I say again, he's clearly got some experience running this list. He's doing a pretty good job of it so far, I think. It's definitely a list where you can get outmaneuvered easily if you make some bad moves. Played some cat and mouse games in my day, like I said, but this is just taken to the extreme. If Crassus was like Fell, then that would be the ultimate. Any other games going on? OP as fuck. Yep. That's fine. Come on, let's call it. It's fine. Oh my god. Gonna be here all night while these fat asses are bumping into each other. My god. Fuck's sake. I don't think it's gonna fit in. I think you gotta bring him all the way back. That's clearly not on. Gotta bring him back, I think. Maybe DaOnceler let it go. Let's see. I believe I'm hitting Vader, but can I get a ruling? Yeah, I think you're hitting Vader. Of course, I'm not the judge. DaOnceler lets it go. Alright. And of course, he says it's fine, so Kremms goes back to moving it again. Why would you ask if you're gonna move it anyway? Just like my mom. You want some peas? No! Here, have some peas. God damn it. So Yor goes forward 1, so he's kind of keeping Yor, still kind of hanging him back. It's kind of keeping him as safety net against Karnor. I think if you're Karnor, if he did like a 4-5 forward, I think he can boost and get out of there. Well, maybe not, but I think you'll live with taking one shot from Yor, because you go forward, focus, evade, then next turn you should be able to get on their flank. You didn't want to take a shot from Vader, and you didn't want to let him get 2 shots with that fire controls. Like, that's the whole thing here, is he can't let those FCSs get loaded up and just go to town on him. You'll take 1 shot and let him get the lock, but then you can't let him get the second one, because that's would really be the end of you. Alright, Crass, what are you doing? So he'd love to have expert handling on him. Of course, he doesn't have an EPT slot. So he has a 3 left bank. I think I would have gone 2. But so what do you do here? He's gonna focus. Man, he's gonna take some hits here. This is gonna hurt. And none of these guys have any actions, except for this one's got the lock. But he's still gonna take some hits, no doubt. He's got that asteroid positioned nicely to block, but still gonna take a couple of points of damage here, I predict. What do you do with the Royal? I think he got a bank. Ooh, I would have banked. That's fine, I guess, but... And Karnor's going for it. I like that move. Ballsy move. I like to see a right forward barrel roll here, and then a boost right. Of course, that'd be kind of tricky doing that right there on the edge, but... Or... You always could just evade focus, but then you run the risk of Yor going right, and then he would get his focus target lock shot on you next turn, presumably. Ooh, he's gonna boost. Oh, well, I'm an idiot. God. They had the map. Oh, I thought the edge was a lot closer than that. Alright. He's gonna focus. He's got a shot. 3 on 2. Now the question is, if you get 2 focuses and a hit, what do you do? Oh, but he's gonna take a stress for Rebel Captive if Kremms remembers. Why are you saying lame? You got 2 hits. Is Kremms gonna say something? Because that's huge if he takes another stress. I don't think Kremms realizes it though. He's gonna shoot at Vader with the HLC. Interesting. Because he wants that reroll, but now he's got to shoot through an asteroid. So he gets a reroll, but Vader gets an extra evade. Oh, Kremms does call it. There it is. Must have saw it in his hand. And now DaOnceler is saying, fuck me. Because he knows how brutal that is. Now I think you're just going to have to go like 4 forward with Karnor. Because I can't imagine... Well... You know, even if Yor goes like a... Because what do you do with your Yor? You can stop. Do the stop move, but then he's definitely going past. 2 right turn, 1 right bank. Or do you just go for the Royal? But you're going to have your lock on Karnor, so you kind of want to get a shot at him. Gotta bring the chit out, fool. No, you can't double stress. You gotta bring the chit. I can't do it. I am an observer. Hit, blank. And gets another hit. Well, that's what you wanted. You save your focus for defense. What can you pull out of your Kremms? Be nice to get at least 1 here. You got 2 blanks last time. And he gets 1. So you got some hits. If you're DaOnceler, you're wearing them down. You've done 5 damage. That's 1/8 of their health. So you're on your way. But now you gotta survive some hits yourself. And this one is gonna hurt bad. Gonna have a 4-on-2. But you're first. Probably gonna be dodged. It'd be real brutal if DaOnceler takes a hit here. 3-on-4, both got focus. Ugh. That won't do it. So he dodges 1 attack. 3 more to go. Four on 2. One hit, one crit. Another hit. Another focus. So you got 3. You'll live with that. Ooh, 2 focuses. That hurts. Still got 1 though. And you made him burn his focus. You still get 2 more. So this is going to be a 3-on-4. Yeah. He should not have that. Could have when you're trying to stress jacks. No. Because he did a 3 left turn and then he focused, so there's no way he could have been stressed. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, maybe when he... What? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Two hits. Ooh, nothing. Now, this is critical, because if Krass doesn't dodge, you know Kremms is definitely going to Vader him if he gets his shields down. All Kremms is hoping for here is 1 hit. And that looks like range 2. But they call Royd, so 3 versus 3. So statistically, Kremms is going to roll 1.5 hits here. He gets 2. So you got to get really lucky here if you're DaOnceler, get 2 evades. Oh, he does. That was huge right there. That was so huge. Now do you Vader if you're Kremms? Man, I don't know. Because he's already kind of hurt as a thing. If he was at full health, maybe it would, but now... And again, like, how many more shots is he potentially going to get? That's how I pretty much am when a list I was kind of running for a while. It was like a decked out Whisper, just a lone bounty hunter, and then a Doom Shuttle. And he was so cheap, only 24 points compared to Whisper and even the bounty hunter. I would basically every opportunity I had to Vader, I would just about. I mean, against like another Shuttle or maybe Chewie, you wouldn't. But other than that, I would just Vader left and right because throughout the course of the game, he never really would ever get more than 2 or 3 shots. But Kremms ain't gonna. Like I say, he's got more experience running this list than me. I've never run anything close to this. So, at this point, I think probably rather be in Kremms' shoes a little bit. It's got Crass down to... Because if you look at the percentage of life, the 16 points down to 13/16. And over here, 1/8. So, just going by that, Kremms is a little bit in the lead. Percentage of life lost. But what do you do now? What do you do with your? Oh, and you know what? He forgot the fire control system with your too. Yep. So that is a critical error. Gonna be interesting to see if he remembers it and tries to take it back, and if DaOnceler lets him. I'm always interested to see whether guys let their opponents do that, because obviously, like, why wouldn't you take the FCS? You know you would, but at the same time, it seems like I talk about this every time we have a game, because it seems like every game someone forgets some action or another, but it's clearly stated in the rules, if you forget an action, it's too late. The opportunity is gone. And, I have to go back. The Nova Squadron guys talked about this on their last podcast. And they kind of leaned kind of in the same way that I leaned. That if you forget it, I mean, by definition, I guess if my opponent let me take it back, like after I'd forgotten, I said, oh, I forgot to do this. And he said, yeah, it's fine. Then I'd let him do the same. But, I don't know. I mean, you're playing to win. So, I don't know. But we'll see if Kremms says anything or not. Says anything. So we got Advanced Sensors Focus. I'm be really surprised if we saw anything but a 3 right bank from Crass here. He wants to shoot with his HLC, but would he really risk a 3 K-turn there? I don't know. So he locks and he bumps. Probably, that's a good move. He's probably going to get a shot off, I think. What's the Vader shuttle? Ooh, what if the Vader shuttle goes to right here to try to block Bounty Hunter? And if Crassus goes 3 right bank and doesn't make it, how brutal would that be? Park him on a roid in the midst of all that cluster fuckiness. He does the 1 left bank. That's going to plop him right there. Yep. Just bumps, looks like. He's going to have to roll again for a crit, but that's no big deal. Nope. Man, that just... Oh, maybe he doesn't bump. Nope. But it still takes the extra stress, so... No action. Oh, wow. This is one of those moments, like I say... Yeah, and that just bumps. Or if you're DaOnceler... You either don't give a fuck because you know you're good, or you're pissed as shit because you know you're going to ram that. And if DaOnceler did a 1 straight,
That's going to save him big time, because then the only shot he's going to take is from him at range 3 through the roid. But pretty much any other move at this point is going to be in big trouble. Unless he did a 3 left bank. But then he'd be going over that asteroid too. But still, that'd be better than going right or straight. And Yor goes hard right. Yeah. Unless Jax turns into him, I think any sort of straight move he's gonna have a shot now. But again, he forgot the FCS. What is Krass doing? Oh, that is death. And at the same time, this guy's only going to have the only shot, but... Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think he's going to move at all. Yep, never mind. So, I guess that does work out pretty well for him, actually. And now, you're kind of kicking yourself a little bit if you're Kremms for only doing the 1 right bank. Thinking, damn, I should have gone... But I guess the 2 right probably wouldn't have cleared either, so I guess there's really nothing he could have done because he had that double stress. So now the Royal Guard's finally getting into it, and he's come in at a good spot. He's kind of made Crassus and Karnor kind of split this flank up, and now he's coming in like for a little slicing kill shot here. He's going to barrel roll left. I guess he wants to get a shot on Yor. I don't know if I agree. I think I'd just boost straight and focus. But he wants to concentrate fire on Yor, obviously. So, yeah, he really wants to get Yor out of there. Because, I mean, basically he relegated himself to not taking... He would have had a range 2, at least, if not range 1, focus shot on this OGP. Instead, he's backing off to take a range 3 unmodified attack on Yor. So clearly he really wants him dead. But this turn worked out rather well for DaOnceler, I feel like. I mean, he's going to take that range 1 shot. That could hurt, but other than that, the only other shot he's going to take is this right here.
And yeah, ugh. Well, so the dice have been pretty even thus far. Kremms hasn't really gotten any big hits, but and what are we gonna have here? Is this gonna be range 1? It is not. So, do you go for Vader with your primary 4-on-1 with no reroll? He's already weakened. I think I'd go for him. Because this is going to be... It'd be 4-on-2 with a reroll. I think I'd rather go for the weakened ship. Yep. Well, Krass is doing his part, no doubt. That's 6 points of damage he's already done. He's pulling his weight. And yeah, Kremms, he's not rolling any evades. Although 2 blanks and a focus on the RGP, that's just as good, but got to get something here. Freaking crit would be huge. Yep. And you're kicking yourself if you're Kremms, especially if you roll a couple blanks here. Oh god. Now you're really kicking yourself. Now you're banging your head on the table. Terrible luck, obviously, but big mistake for getting that fire control system. Because he rolled 1 evade. You know, one of those rerolls would have been, at least one of them would have been a hit, if not 2. Please remember at this time, at least. Oh, Krem. You're killing me, Smalls. How do you mention it and then forget it again? And I bet DaOnceler's sitting there laughing to himself that he forgot it again. Of course, he's not going to say anything, but... Oh, God. And how... if Kremms was banging his head on the table for last turn... What's it going to be like next turn when he realizes he forgot it again? He might not have a shot again, but... Well... You got the shields gone, but your Vader's almost dead is the thing. And he's probably not going to be able to get turned around to get a shot. So... I don't know. I think... I'm leaning toward DaOnceler. Even though Krass is low on health, like neither of these guys are going to have a shot next turn, if not the turn after. He'll have a shot, but his lock is gone. They didn't discard that. And now Karnor is going to be a really good position. I don't think yours going to be able to get a shot. I think you're going to see a 2-right turn, and then if he's still in arc, he's just going to boost barrel roll out of there. And then he's going to be right on the ass of this guy. But then what do you do with the Royal Guard? You just keep him on yours tail? I think you'll probably see that. And then yours going to be in some shit just having this little pest on him. If only. Well, what do you do with Crass? It's tough to just say I'm gonna go one forward, but like, what is this guy gonna do to get out of there? Only a 3 right bank is clearing that, I think, if that. So you know he's just gonna bump. So I think I'd just go one forward again. But that debris field, that was death for Kremms. And nothing he could really do to avoid it, but not being able to do, if he could have stopped right there, he would have had a shot last turn, and then he could have Vadered for some serious damage. And he would have gotten an action as well, but having to fly over that has really proved costly. And now, one left bank, even if Crass bumps, he could potentially kill Vader here. He'd have to get lucky, but that would be brutal for DaOnceler. And again, I say, I mean, imagine how huge Fell would have been in this situation. Like, just delete your for Fell. What do you guys think? What would you rather have, your or Fell? I think I'd, especially in this situation, like, Fell would be wrecking these guys' faces right now. And Kremms didn't take an action with Vader either. This is just... his head's not really into it. He didn't bump. I don't believe so. So he goes to the bank, doesn't get it. So it's gonna take some luck here. But he could kill Vader. And if you're Kremms, you know, I really don't think you expect Vader to get another shot off. You're just hoping he lives. So, you know, Krass is gonna have to worry about him and try to finish him off next turn. And yep, so Karnor gets out of arc. And now you're in trouble. Now you're in some trouble.
Hitting a crit. Another blank. I don't think Kremms has rolled a single evade yet. I really don't. And this is why I think Dom discovered why it's so important to have Fell in this list. Because you saw Kremms took it so slow and was so cautious about not letting these guys get on his flanks. But eventually, as you come across the map and enter the asteroid field, you've got to try to split it up just to keep these flankers at bay. And while Sunter is just such a predator, he'll just hunt down any of these lone flankers, be it other interceptors or even X-Wings, A-Wings, whatever. Moves last, 3 actions basically. He's just so good. And if you're DaOnceler, you'd be so worried about where he's going, what he's going to do. If like Fell's in the middle here, like you'd just be terrified. So whereas now you're in such a bad way, and that this guy is going this way, Vader's going this way, Crass is on his tail. This guy's still gonna have some shots on Crass, but yours going this way, and these interceptors are just on him, and there's just nothing you can do at this point, really. Ooh, that would have been bad news. So now you know Vader's gonna live no matter what. He doesn't get an evade, of course, but he's still alive. So that's big, because now Crass is gonna have to go at him one more turn to try to finish him off. And now, well, I don't know. Are you kicking yourself for not Vadering earlier just to take down an extra shield on Crass? You'd have him at 5. Vader would be dead, Crass would be at 5. I don't know. Got to get some hits here. Ugh. Oh, baby, that's what you wanted. And Kremms was waiting for that one. Now you want some evade. Oh, 2 crits. Kremms is saying, about goddamn time, dice. Now he's saying weapon or munitions failure, son of a bitch. Damage engine, you'll take that. You'll definitely take that. And structural damage. You'll take that too. -1 agility. You would have loved a stunned pilot. You would have loved a munitions failure. You would have loved a direct hit, damaged cockpit, but you'll take those. But you're still in big trouble. Because Vader, both interceptors are still at full health and in great position. They're basically completely unthreatened at this point. Full health. And the one guy you had to counter them, Vader, is all but dead. This FCS still has full health, but the fire control systems aren't as effective against the interceptors. They're more designed to take out guys like Crassus. This dude's still rolling 8 health, and so is Yor, but they're gonna start getting low with these interceptors just closing in on them. Wouldn't it be an interesting move for Vader to just do a red stop right here? Because you've seen Crassus do the 3 right bank twice in a row, so you know that's what DaOnceler wants to do. That would cause him to bump, save Vader, but then again, then you'd have to do a 3 right bank with this guy to get him out of there. But he might do that anyway, is the thing. So what do you do if you're the OGP? 2 straight probably gets you clear of that asteroid. I would think so, yeah. I think that's probably what you'll see there. Yor, is... God, either a bank or a turn doesn't really matter. Sucks getting that double stress, though. And that Rebel Captive has paid dividend. I can think of 2 times now where it's kind of... Now, the concurrent reactions of getting those stresses kind of put Kremms in a position that he hasn't really liked. Because you do a 3 right bank, I believe that would clear. Crass does the 3 right bank, bumps. He's going to be able to shoot out his ass at this guy, but it's going to be out at range 2 or 3. He's not going to get the reroll, he's not going to have an action, so I think you'll live with that. And then this dude won't have an action either, but he'll at least have a close range shot on Crass. And Vader will live another day. I mean, to do what? Who the hell knows, but... Because what else do you really do here, Crass? Unless you want to hit that asteroid with your template, really all you can do is it... Because I don't think he wants to go left because he's worried about this guy coming here. And now at this point, doing a 1 straight, I don't think you're going to see it anymore because now he knows there is a chance this guy's doing a 3 right bank. So I think it's got to be it. And he can't do a 3 right turn because he's got the damage engine. So I think through that you can basically guarantee it to be a 2 or a 3 right bank. But if it's a 2, then he would have a close range shot on Vader. But I mean, if you 1 left bank, what are you doing anyway? You think, like, if you get yourself a focus, that's going to save you from an HLC shot? I don't think so. I'd rather see you just bump. Or at least, try to make him bump. Kremms didn't have a shot last round. Can't use Vader if didn't attack. Correct. He didn't have a shot, so he could not Vader. I was referring to the turn before that. This was only shot 1 time, and if you look back, it was when right here, right there, he says left corner range 2, so 3 versus 3. That's the Vader shot, and he gets a hit and a crit, but then DaOnceler rolled 2 evades, and that's when DaOnceler said clutch roll, because if Vader had gotten just a single hit, it would have taken DaOnceler's last shield down, and then he could have Vadered. But I said maybe he should Vader anyway to take 2 just to take down 1 shield. Tough decision, but that's what I was referring to, if that's what you're talking about, Odie. So Vader does the red stop. And this guy, God dang it, Kremms. I like that. I don't like the one right bank, because now, I mean, I guess now you pin him. I guess you get him pinned in down now. You get a 4-on-3 shot. I guess that's what he was going for, but I would have liked more if you had done 2 forward. Ooh, that almost cleared. 2 forward. But then maybe you wouldn't have got a shot, so. But you always could have done 2 left bank too. Because what was the point in stopping there? Well, I guess he was worried if Krass did a 3 right bank. I think that's what concerned him. So, yeah, I guess that's not too bad. Because, you know, Vader is probably going to die anyway, but now he's dead for sure. But you get a 4-on-2 shot on Krass. No target lock, but all you're really hoping for with Yor here, because, I mean, potentially you could have brought Vader back around and Krass would have been right alongside him, so he wouldn't have been able to shoot. And then he could have got Vader hauled, turned way back around, and maybe got one last shot, and then just Vadered one of these guys. Oh, he does a 2 right turn with Karnor. What? Huh. Barrel roll left. I was going to boost right, hoping to get a shot. He might. Nope. Wilder 3J. If you're watching, thank you. I don't know who the hell that is though. Unless it's Jake Wilder. I don't know why the hell he'd be watching X-Wing. What is that? Looks like range 2. I'd say that's range 2. I think that's pretty clear. And, ooh, that hurts. 3 hits. Come on, Kremms. There you go. There's your evade.
Well, goodbye to Vader. But you know, this is going to be a 4-on-1. So probably won't kill him, but well, you'd love to get another good crit on him. A stunned pilot would be ridiculously huge. And boom goes dynamite. What's that guy? The evil hockey coach from Mighty Ducks. It's not worth winning if you can't win big. That's DaOnceler. He's the evil hockey coach from the Mighty Ducks. Alright, come on, Kremms, get some big here. It's not worth winning if you can't win big. Come on, let's pick up the pace. Gotta go to bed, god damn it. For my third stress. That's funny. Well, that's what it'll do in this type of matchup. You're not really able to concentrate. Oh, he gets a crit in 2 hits. If DaOnceler rolls a blank, oh, he gets an evade. Well, let's see what the crit is. Blinded pilot would be pretty big too. Ah, the one you didn't want. That's just about the worst one you could ask for. Well, then again, he can't shoot out of his rear. But I think you might see him just K-turn here. So, especially now, it'd be risky, but that's what I'd do. 3 K-turn. Nope. How come both you guys are commenting in here, but neither of you are in the tournament? You're just running on different names? Well, it's not really anything you can do here if you're Kremms to get a shot. And time's running out for Yor. These guys are still in pretty good health, but he's got to start clearing stresses on this dude. But I think I'd just do a 2 right bank, but even, I don't think he'd have a shot. 'Cause I was saying he could 2 right bank and hope to just narrowly get a shot on Crass, but I don't even think... Actually, 2 right bank. Where's his front gonna end up? Right about here? His front end? Be close. I don't know though. I don't think so. I'd be surprised if Crass did anything other than a K turn. Goes 1 right bank. I like that move. You gotta get those stresses off that advanced sensor guy eventually. I mean, the fire control, you don't really care if he gets stressed out for his ability, but gotta get him off that dude. It's all about getting them early actions. And that's the funny thing with them shuttles. You just gotta... Pretty much. Like, he's coming back. Don't worry about him. So he just bumps him again. I guess. So Yor clears the stress. It's just going to be hard for Yor to survive 2 attacks by these guys. 2 sets of attacks by these guys. And come back in time to get shots on Kress. He's shooting after them. What's Crassy doing? He 3 right banks. I don't know if I like that move. Because I guess he's getting a range 1 shot, but I feel like a 3K turn would have cleared. And you would have had your HLC reroll shooting at him. Gonna try for the weapon malfunction. I think that clears it. Yep, the hit or the crit does it for the weapon malfunction. Well, it kind of hurts. Yes. Because in the text it says Crassus has I don't remember exactly, but basically it says he has a primary forward facing arc as well as a rear auxiliary arc that both fire his primary weapon. So yes, it does reduce his primary. Or his auxiliary, I mean. Yeah, you're in trouble now if you're Yor. You would have loved to have got 1 last shot on Crass, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Actually, though, I'll talk about it in a sec, but hit, focus, blank. It's 2 hits. You're due for an evade if you're Kremms. Even though we got 1 last turn, I think. Nope, man. Well, you'll probably get at least a focus here against the Royal Guard. Or on 1 with a focus. Ooh, that's what you wanted if you're Yor. And what's it gonna be? You got the evade. So I get a 3-on-1 if he goes at him. Never mind, a 4-on-1. He fixed his weapon malfunction. Gets 2.